Disney characters like Mike Wazowski, Buzz Lightyear, Stitch, Hercules, Rapunzel, Baymax, and Pumbaa might be known for the Disney movies they star in, but another thing they share in common is that they have all appeared on the small screen. In this video, we're going to take a look at 15 different Disney TV shows that started off as Disney animated classics and how they transferred to TV form. Let's take a look.
When you get to Monsters Incorporated, the screams you generate alone will power half of Monstropolis.
Let's start off with the most recent, shall we? With the release of Monsters at Work, which is of course a spin-off of the great Monsters, Inc. The series, which has both John Goodman and Billy Crystal reprising their roles of Sully and Mike respectively, is set 6 months after the events of Monsters, Inc. and their transition from scream-generated energy to laughter-generated energy. Wow, that's hard to say. Instead of Mike and Sully, the show follows recent graduate Tyler Tuskman, who dreams of working alongside his role models Mike and Sully. And while the series isn't getting the same level of acclaim as the original movie, it has still started off pretty strong. But Mike and Sully aren't the only Pixar characters to get the spin-off treatment, with our favorite spaceman, Buzz Lightyear, also getting his own animated show. Buzz was the main star of the spin-off Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, which saw Buzz assume the role of the character he thought he was in the original movie. However, instead of Tim Allen voicing the character, Buzz was played by Patrick Warburton, who, of course, played another character in this video. The only Toy Story characters to appear other than Buzz were the little green aliens. The show ran from 2000 to 2001, producing 62 episodes before its end, and unfortunately, never lived up to the Woody-sized boots. However, Buzz will get the spin-off treatment once again with the upcoming movie starring Chris Evans. Buzz and Woody and Mike and Sully may be some of the most notorious partners under the Disney umbrella, but there are also many other great partnerships. Take Lilo and Stitch, for example. The odd couple pairing of the native Hawaiian and the alien fugitive were hilarious and much loved, so it's no surprise that Disney brought them back to life in a number of spin-offs. The most notable is easily Lilo and Stitch the series, which ran from 2003 to 2006 and focused on the pair locating other alien experiments that roamed the Hawaiian Islands. Next on the list is Hercules, which is surely due a live-action remake by now. The 1997 movie is another favorite among fans, so it's no surprise that Disney decided to revisit the world once again in Disney's Hercules, the animated series. Instead of being a sequel or an out-and-out prequel, the series, which ran from 1998 to 1999, focused on Hercules' training years under his mentor Philoctetes and his journey into the hero we all know and love. As we mentioned, Patrick Warburton voiced another notorious Disney character, and that is, of course, the goofy and lovable Kronk from the cult classic Emperor's New Groove. Warburton reprised the character not only in the spin-off movie Kronk's New Groove, but in the animated series The Emperor's New School, which focused on Kuzco's attempts to graduate from his kingdom's school, where the villainous Yzma tries to prevent him from doing so. Next up is a more recent Disney classic, and that is Big Hero 6. Baymax and Hero quickly stole our hearts in the movie, and so it was great news for Baymax fans out there when Disney released Big Hero 6 the series in 2017. The series follows our newly formed team of heroes and their adventures to keep the streets of San Francisco safe. Now, Disney has had a recent spate of great animated movies, but before all of them was Tangled, which really marked Disney's return to form. While the fans' petitions for a sequel never bore fruit, they were at least treated to an animated series featuring Rapunzel and Flynn, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventures. When you ask Disney fans what their favorite movie is, The Lion King will appear on many of their lists, myself included. The Timon and Pumbaa partnership is an absolute classic, so it was no surprise that Disney quickly created a spin-off series with the pair, Timon and Pumbaa, which first aired in 1995. But this isn't the only Lion King spin-off show to be made, with The Lion Guard focusing on Simba and Nala's second-born cub, Kion, who is the leader of the titular Lion Guard, a group set out to protect their pride lions. 101 Dalmatians villain Cruella de Vil may have very recently had her very own prequel movie, but that is not the first Dalmatians spin-off to hit our screens. The first spin-off series, 101 Dalmatians the series, which sees the dogs head off to a farm, an actual farm, not the kind that my parents told me my golden retriever Shadow went to, aired over 30 years after the original movie was released, while the second spin-off, 101 Dalmatian Street, a loose adaptation of the movie, was released in 2018. Also, don't worry, that Shadow the Dog line was both a joke and a reference to another Disney movie, Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey.
Anita, you're such a wit.
Another movie to get to spin-off series is The Jungle Book. One of the most beloved spin-offs is the series TaleSpin, which saw characters such as Baloo, King Louie, and Shere Khan living human-esque lives and wearing human clothes, with Baloo even being a pilot, and, you guessed it, it isn't a direct sequel to the movie. Jungle Cubs, however, was a prequel to the movie and saw the likes of Baloo, Bagheera, Louie, Shere Khan, and Kaa as their younger selves. All of these movies may have had their own spin-off, but the very first one to get the TV treatment was The Little Mermaid, with the animated series Disney's The Little Mermaid, which ran from 1992 to 1994. The series focuses on Ariel's life before the events of the movie and her relationship with her father and sisters. Ooh, now this one is a classic, the animated series for Aladdin, which aired from 1994 to 1995 and followed the adventures of the movie's heroes, Aladdin, Jasmine, and Genie, after the events of the movie and their work to keep Agrabah safe. While there are a number of Tarzan spin-offs, the most popular has to be The Legend of Tarzan, which ran from 2001 to 2003. The series follows Tarzan, Jane, and their animal cohorts on a number of new adventures and conflicts, although, sadly, none of the primary cast members returned to their roles. Probably the spin-off series that differs most from its original counterpart, other than the very final entry, is the show The 7D, which follows the 7 dwarves from Snow White as they defend their kingdom, Jollywood, from villainy. However, the series, with its quirky animation style, wasn't well received, garnering poor reviews and eventually being cancelled in 2016. Oh man, I used to watch this all the time when I was a kid. Disney's 1944 movie, The Three Caballeros, is probably the least famous movie in this video. Oh man, I really wish I read ahead a bit on this one. But the film follows Donald Duck, Jose Carioca, and Panchito as they journey across Latin America. My 3 favorite birds of a feather got to ride again in the 2018 series, The Legend of the Three Caballeros, with the trio picking up a magic atlas and traveling the world to battle a number of mythical monsters. Boy, that last entry was not kidding about this one being a heck of a departure. Oh, and by the way, if there is a Disney movie that you want to see turned into a series, there is a little section just below the video that you could let us know in.
Hey, he gets it. Que rico!
Oh, and finally, just before we're done here, I wanted to mention Dumbo's Circus, which ran from 1985 to 1986 and brought characters such as Dumbo, Lionel the Lion, and Barnaby the Dog to life in puppet form. And I don't know why, but I find it terrifying. Seriously, it haunts my dreams.